Today has been a crazy day for Xbox fans and fans of gaming in general because wow, it's been insane. What's going on, everybody? My name is Harrison. Welcome back to the channel, and we're talking about Xbox. Over the weekend, there was a report that came out about Xbox potentially going multi-platform, and I've already talked about Hi-Fi Rush potentially going to Switch and PlayStation, and I talked about how that made a lot of sense. Where maybe Xbox is thinking about switching up their business strategy a little bit on some games that make sense. You still have your core games that are exclusive to your console, but you have some of your other stuff that probably won't sell as well. Maybe didn't do as well on Game Pass. Something a little bit smaller in scope like Hi-Fi Rush, and put it on other platforms because it'll probably sell pretty well, especially that since it's a highly reviewed game. But boy, did we kind of get a curveball in the whole situation. So a report came out over the weekend that not only Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves are going to go multi-platform, but stuff like Gears of War, Starfield, Indiana Jones, Halo Infinite, Halo Master Chief Collection, all that stuff was in the talks, and in the rumor mill of stuff going multi-platform, and that got the internet going. And it's obviously Twitter 95% of the time is insufferable, and it's been pretty insufferable, especially today. Coming off of this Xbox news, the Grammy situation, all that nonsense. It's been pretty insufferable today. But so I haven't really read too many posts online about it, just because I know a lot of people are upset, and rightfully so. And we'll talk about that. So let's talk about what So we just talked about the rumors. A lot of people know about that. If you haven't heard, Phil Spencer came out and actually made a comment about that, and that doesn't happen very often with these companies. But Xbox has been in the defensive mode for quite some time, and we'll talk about that too. But let's look at Phil Spencer's tweet. So we're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week, where we look forward to sharing some details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. A lot is said in that tweet, with not a lot of characters involved, right? So yeah, what on earth is going on? That almost to me kind of confirms that they are indeed going multi-platform. And what does that mean for hardware, right? I mean, Xbox has been in the game since 2001. So to see them not make any more hardware and strictly go multi-platform is it's a huge bummer. I love the Xbox brand. I love, I've loved just about I didn't love the Xbox One, but I've loved my Series X for what it is. Still waiting on more games to come, but I've enjoyed the process of it. I've enjoyed, Game Pass and stuff like that. But man, if they don't make any more hardware, that's a huge bummer. I just think it's better for the industry when you have, the big three, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox all making their own hardware and stuff like that. I think it drives competition, and I think that's what was important about exclusive games. Now, the idea of exclusive games, I don't necessarily love. If every game came to everything, I think that's better for the gamer. And then the gamer chooses, hey, this is where I want to play. I like this ecosystem. I prefer the controller. I prefer the Xbox controller versus the PlayStation controller. Talking about specifically those two, I don't think Nintendo is ever going to have anything come to another platform. I don't see it. I don't think they need to do it. They've had a solid business strategy for a long time. So I'm specifically really talking about PlayStation and Xbox in this situation and scenario. But going back to the defensive comment I made, it really just feels like Xbox can't get a win, and that's on them, right? But anytime we have something good going for Xbox like that, I think they had a really good developer direct where a lot of those games looked very promising. Hellblade, Indiana Jones, Avowed looked good. All those games looked good, and I've enjoyed the last two developer directs. And now a couple of weeks later, we're kind of back on the defensive front, where Xbox has to be in defensive mode, and all this and that, and it makes the brand look weak. You know, we it really does make the brand look weak in general. I mean, you had, last year, following the developer direct, it was a few months later when Redfall came out, but Xbox came on the kind of funny XCast and was in super defensive mode, but also like kind of stuck in the corner of, we lost the most important generation to lose with the Xbox One and PS4 era, where everybody was starting to go digital and they chose PlayStation. So yeah, I get the business strategy, and I thought it made sense with Hi-Fi, but now I honestly don't know. I have no idea what the future holds for Xbox, and I had a feeling, we were going to get something this week. So now we have to wait a whole nother week and some change, depending on when they have this business update event where, it's just going to be in Software Online. Everybody's going to be, tweeting out their comments and this and that. And again, I get it. Like I try to play on everything. I've yet to pick up a PS5. I chose to go the Xbox route. I typically do. I kind of prefer playing third-party games on Xbox. I've just always enjoyed the controller better. Most of my friends were on Xbox, so I've been in the Xbox ecosystem a long time. So I always kind of wait a couple years before I actually get the next PlayStation, which I waited a couple years for PS4. I'll probably do the same thing I am doing the same thing for PS5. So I get that when these two because they always come out in relatively the same time, within a month or so apart. So people have to make that decision on where they want to maybe spend the whole generation. Do I want to spend the whole generation on this platform? Because these are $500 systems. These are not cheap. Most consumers cannot afford, especially in this market, cannot afford, two different consoles that are $500 plus, a lot of people probably own, a Steam OLED or the Steam Deck, or maybe they own a Nintendo Switch. So a lot of money goes into gaming, and people have to make that choice up front for the most part on which ecosystem they want to dive in. And I get where people are mad, where, if 3+ years we are into this generation and now Xbox could potentially say that they're going multi-platform, what does that mean? What's the benefit of staying on Xbox other than, hey, you're going to get your games for free, right? I'm assuming they're not going to offer Game Pass on these other consoles. They're probably just going, or maybe they will. I have no idea. Maybe if they continue to make hardware, Game Pass is going to be Game Pass like it normally is on the console, and then on the Switch and the PlayStation, you'll have to pay full price for the games. I think that makes sense. But if everything's going everywhere, what's the point of owning an Xbox? What's the point of, in the next generation, if they have another console, are people even going to bother picking it up knowing those games, they can just spend $500 once, get a PS6 or Switch 2 or whatever, and then they don't have to worry about getting an Xbox at all because those Xbox games are coming. It's a weird time. It's a weird time to be a fan of gaming in general, because we just haven't even had those thoughts. Some people have, and I think maybe the writing is on the wall with this kind of stuff with Xbox. But it's just strange to see that it's more or less confirmed with the update that Phil put out today. So yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait. I can't wait to know what's going on. What their business strategy is going forward with their brand, and what that looks like. I'm very excited as someone who loves tech and gaming, and is also a consumer. I want to know what's next for Xbox. So, and I kind of want to look at the tweets too. So Tim Dog, okay, he's just talking about, he's like a known like console war Twitter warrior guy. Let's scroll down here. Phil, we love you, but great games do sell great consoles. That was coming back from the Redfall interview that the XCast had. And this guy's not wrong. Stephen Ford, great games do. I mean, look at PlayStation. Bringing Xbox to multi-platform will devalue the platform. Please don't. That's correct. It'll devalue Xbox, the Xbox in general, and maybe not necessarily Game Pass, but maybe that's Xbox's. Maybe that's where they want to go. Maybe they want to get out of the hardware business and just sell Game Pass across all services, across all hardware. That could very much be a realistic future for Xbox. Let's scroll down. Making Xbox and Microsoft full third party will in the long term be worse for overall gaming. And I keep in mind, PlayStation fanboy saying this, competition is good. When y'all compete, we win. Absolutely. PIO, absolutely correct. This is what I've been saying for years. Where you've got the hardcore PlayStation people saying Xbox should just shut down. Their last place. Blah blah blah. The competition is always good. Even if the third, the competition third. While they're trying to scratch their way up to number one, it's still good to have them in that conversation because competition drives innovation. If PlayStation didn't have Xbox or Xbox didn't have PlayStation, there would be no innovation. There would be no need to innovate and make our games better and better and better. So again, competition is great. Yeah, man. Peter Ovo, which I think is another one of those, Twitter warriors. I believe in support the Xbox brand. Look forward to hearing what you say. Please don't devalue Xbox, making everything multi-platform. So a lot of people, frustrated. I end up smashing my Xbox Series X. Not, I wonder if this is actually true. This looks like it got burned. I don't think this is real. This is real. You got a problem, my friend. Let's see. Worst thing Mario's gonna do is nothing. There's still Gamescom. Okay, blah, blah. Gears on PlayStation will be great. And see, that's the thing too, is like they have if they do go multi-platform and they bring all these games over to PlayStation, I mean, they have so many games that they could sell. Whether they're as a collection or just individually. I mean, there's so much they could sell. I believe in Phil, and I do too. I do trust Phil, and I think he's going to make the best. Him and his team are going to make the best decision for Xbox, but it's still crazy. Thank you for responding, but you guys should be doing this update like yesterday, allowing more rumors to potentially come out before the announcement isn't good for the Xbox. I agree. I think they should do something this week, and maybe they will. Who knows what they'll do. A week of hysteria is going to be insane. Yep, we're already. It's just Monday, and it's crazy. We hope it's in the best interest of fans of Xbox, gamers of all kinds, and result in amazing games. Yep, that is very true. All right, so yeah, that's kind of the gist. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people don't want the Xbox brand itself to be devalued, which if they, and I think that really only counts with like hardware itself. Like if they're like, all right, we're not doing hardware anymore. We're just going third party. We're going to be a publisher that owns these studios. And we're still going to make great games. We're just going to make them everywhere. That would still be kind of weird, right? Because you kind of need like your base platform. Who knows? They have all these studios. I don't think Xbox is going away. I think we're still going to get consoles and hardware. I would love like a handheld Xbox device, to be honest. We're still going to get that. I think they just got to. They've got to kind of address why we should own an Xbox, right? They're still going to make hardware. What's the benefit of having it instead of just buying a Switch 2 or a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 6 and playing those games on there? We got to have a benefit of owning Xbox. And Game Pass is not that. I don't think Game Pass is gonna work anymore. They've got to figure it out, and I trust them, but we'll see what happens. So let me know in the comments what you guys think below. It's a crazy time. Just give me your opinion on the situation. Are you happy? Are you excited? Maybe you're a PlayStation only gamer or Switch only gamer, and maybe you're excited to get Halo, Gears, Starfield, Indiana Jones, all these incredible Xbox franchises, Fable, all these games over to your favorite platform of choice. Like that's got to be exciting. I know if it was reversed and PlayStation was doing that, I was like, cool, that I can have my Game Pass on my Xbox and then just buy the PlayStation games. So Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.